Jim, do you want to handle this last bit?
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Fool Us and your experience on Fool Us, and how just it's so interesting, I think, for me, but also our listeners to get inside that world for a minute and talk to somebody who went through it, because I know many of the people that listen to our podcast are Fool Us fans. So just talk to us a little bit about your experience.
I did it very early on, not as early as the original UK production, but if you watch my episode and that entire season, it still has the old host, which was Jonathan Ross, who was the host from the UK series. And the first American series was basically just a bunch of a cut-ups of stuff from the UK series. So they just basically recut some stuff and we did some new interspecials. And that was the first season of the US show. The second season was the first time they actually had used American acts, and they were filming in Las Vegas at the Penn Teller Fool Us. So my experience was very different than it would be now, because I was on the ground floor. And at the time, Johnny Thompson, who's no longer with us, and a power, a titan in magic, as magic advisor, power, amazing performer, and just an all-around magic encyclopedia. He was their main magic consultant, and he had seen me at the Magic Castle do the plunger routine. And so I got a call from Johnny Thompson saying, and again, this is not the common thing that happens in the show. You won't, if you talk to others, this is not how it goes down. But I got a call from Johnny Thompson saying, "Hey, we got the show. It's Fool Us. It's like the UK show. We want you to do the plunger trick." And I said, "Okay." And that's how I got on Fool Us. So it's not. I mean, everyone else is like, I submitted 7 things, and then I worked with these guys, and then I didn't do the first round. I got in the no. I was called and asked to do this one particular trick because Johnny had described it, and he said, "Oh, that sounds funny." So that was it. And so I went in for the taping, and at the time they put me up at the Rio and everything. I was there with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and we did the show. And when I was there, there was a process. You were sequestered from everybody else. You went in to talk to Michael Close, who was the on set sort of magic advisor, and he would review what you were doing and then officially make it a decision of what the effect was and what the method was for the game show rules aspect of it. And I just did the trick for him, and Mike went, "Okay, great, just do that." And so we cut it down a little bit. We had to cut off some time from it, but it was solid all the way through. And then I did it, and we were in holding. And the day before, so they're going to do our slate of taping. It was me and 5 other acts. Some acts actually didn't make it to air. Some acts that did make it to air. And the day before, they had something happen that did not happen on the UK version of the show. And I'm not sure why, because I mean the UK version of the show happened for like 5 years. So I mean, or 4 years at least. So I can't imagine this not happening at some point during that show, but I guess it was an American thing. So here we go. The performer, who I will not mention, the performer got into an argument with Penn over the method. And Penn got very upset. And the whole thing was basically then Penn being Penn. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah. And rightly so, because this guy was arguing with him on his show. So I mean, I'm not siding with either one of them in this particular case. But it was a mess. And so we immediately, the producer comes in and says, "Hey, blah blah blah, this happened yesterday. If you want your stuff to ever air, don't be like this guy. If they get it right, say yes, say thank you, leave the fucking stage. That's what you need to do. Don't do anything else. If they get it wrong, stand your ground. We get it. But guys, you want to get some good TV out of this. Getting the stupid trophy is not getting you anything else. It's not a big deal. Because by the way, and I don't know if this is still the case, but back then they paid us full SAG rate to be on the show. So I was paid to be on the show. Okay. So I go out and I do my routine and it goes great. And Penn is loving it. If you watch it, you know, he is loving it. And it's just absolutely, you know, amazing. I'm having the best time. And Jonathan Ross, the host, he has a son who's dyslexic. I am dyslexic. We talk about that. We have an entire conversation about that, both on camera and off, while they're deliberating. It comes back to me, and Penn's like very enthusiastic. You can watch the video. He says such great things about it. They love it. You know, Teller's applauding. They love it. They think it's the greatest thing ever. But we know how it works because Teller, you know, understands this and he talks in his code. And I immediately go, yep, you got it. You got it. Yeah, bye. Yes, you got it. I'm like, no fighting, no resistance. I'm like, yep, you got it. And Jonathan Ross, because I think he was like trying to like, because he's a host, he wants there to be a little more drama. He goes, now, are you sure? Like, I mean, there seems to be a pause. And I'm like, nope, they got it. They got it. It's, yep, that's it. Thank you. I lost. Like, that's what I do. So we leave, so Lincoln, who is one of the two producers, comes up to me and is like, perfect. You didn't have to be as much that gracious, but you got the gist. You got the gist. And luckily I was the opening act of the second season, so that they liked it so much, that piece and how that worked out so much, that they put me as the first thing that opened that season. And I have Penn Jillette saying, this is the best card trick I've ever seen. You know, this is the most original thing, you know, and I have ridden that clip so hard for the last, I don't know, 6 years. God, it's been that long ago. 6 years I've been riding that clip. And it's what I do in my show that I do now, whether it's on the Disney ships or these theater shows that I'm doing, the rest of the show is stand-up. And I'm very animate about it not being an on-camera close-up show, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do a stand-up show. And until I play this clip, I talk about Fool Us, make some jokes about Fool Us, play the clip, and then of just them saying nice things about me, by the way, not the trick, just them saying nice things about me. And then I use camera and screen and say, do you want to see what they're talking about? And they go, yes, of course. And then I bring people up and I do the plunger routine on a camera and a screen. And that's one of the parts of the show. So there is a small amount of close-up in the show. And when I do like an hour and a half show, there's about 15 minutes of close-up in the show. But I think that just adds another sort of layer, especially for a longer form show. And they get to see the trick that Penn says, you know, is his favorite card trick of all time. So it's fun. And yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many doors that clip has opened for me, how easy it has been since I have that clip. For me to get particular shows or, you know, gigs, it is a thing. And I have been asked back on the show on countless occasions, not countless, but you know, a few occasions. And I always go, because I don't think I'm gonna do it as good as that last time, so I don't know. But maybe I'll go back, because now, like, I think it's been enough time that I can come back with something in a completely different vein, as opposed to this trick with a plunger and doing a card trick. Now maybe doing something for my stand-up repertoire that I'm proud of would be kind of a fun thing to do. But yeah, I mean, I find it very hard to top that story and how it all came together.